for coming out. I mean, some of y'all have traveled a very far way to get here, and sometimes you might lose, and, was it worth it? But hey, we're here to have fun. We're here to have fun. We're here to have a good time. And you know what? This is a good chance for you to showcase your skills or showcase that you're trash. But as Toast said, we do, keep the trash talking moderate. Now, of course, if you are going to be over the line, come on now. You know this day and age, you're going to get canceled, and we're not going to protect you. But to showcase on the main stage, to give you a little brief introduction, right is the higher seed, left is the lower seed. And in the first match of today, we got LSU. Y'all can now take the stage as the higher seed, going against Ole Miss. Come on. Oh, here you go. Showcase these individuals. I would say shake hands, but we're going to do that afterwards to see if you have good sportsmanship. But now y'all can go ahead and take the stage, get warmed up as we're about to get ready for the first match. And of course, we're going to have the B stream over there. I don't know who's all going to be playing on the B stream. GMU versus USM Academy. That's going to be exciting. So make sure you sit tight. Make sure you sit tight and enjoy, of course. We're going to be going out. I'm going to be picking some of you out to do interviews and thoughts about how y'all feeling. And, of course, after the match, winners will get a chance to showcase why y'all won or why they were bad. So as we get over and get ready, of course, we will encourage trash talk to the highest degree, Mr. Man in the pink over there. But as we head over and towards, we are about to get ready for LSU versus Ole Miss.
And hello, welcome everyone. We are here for another day, and tonight it's something more special than any other day that we've had this season. Is your mic muted? There you go. You can talk. Just talk.
Oh, I can talk? Oh, shoot. Oh, wait, you can hear me from the casting booth? All right, this is fantastic. Like another note, if you have any questions, anybody with the USM Polo, please ask them. They're literally here to help make this run smoothly, and we appreciate any volunteers and workers with a USM Polo on or a headset. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. This is your one time to not be an introvert. But as we go through, this is going to be an exciting land, Wizard. How are we feeling?
Oh, man, it's always good to be back on land every single time. I've casted multiple times in land. And this is another one of those times where I get to join in, see everyone on the main stage, have a great time, talk about some Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. It's going to be a great matchup. We're going to have a lot of showcase of skills to seeing who's going to be the best and who's going to come out as top. As we had pre-qualifiers, and we already see the pre-seeding, but on game day, it's going to be really exciting to see and determine who's going to have the best game day vibes and not make sure the lights aren't too bright for them to get scared of.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about the teams while we can. So we have Ole Miss. They finished fourth in Group B. Now, if you were unaware of the groups format that we had, it was 2 groups of 5. So these 2 teams are playing in the first round of our winners bracket. It looks a little weird. I don't think I've ever really seen a 10-team bracket, so this is my first time experiencing it, but we do have 2 first round in the winner's side of the bracket, and those will be, of course, the 2 matches that are on the streams here on A, which we have Ole Miss taking on LSU, and then on the B stream, we have GMU taking on Southern Miss Academy. 2 very interesting teams, I will say, for Ole Miss. Again, they finished 4th in Group B. They had a 1-3 record there. Same with the LSU Tigers, finished 5th in the group, though, with their 1-3 record. Tigers coming from Group A, the Rebels of Ole Miss coming from Group B. These are 2 teams that I haven't seen a lot of. I've seen a little bit. I watched a couple of these group matches, and there wasn't a ton to take away, at least in my eyes. But again, I didn't get to see every map from every series because we were doing some other stuff. We had our own streams going on and all of that. So main teams, these are 2 of the big teams that I haven't really seen a whole lot of.
I mean, we were able to be fortunate enough to see LSU play as we were able to stream them as they play our USM Army team in a pre-qualifier land, which, I mean, of course, the result went to LSU. But we were able to see some of the players play really well and exceed in some of the game modes, especially in hardpoint. But Search is a little big of a question mark as we were able to snag one during that series. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to be able to really capitalize on Search and Destroy.
Yeah, and talking about this series, we do have the maps. We will go to start off on a protocol hardpoint. Now,
Ugh.
that that's not the reaction I wanted to hear from you, Dragon. That is not what
Protocol.
I wanted to hear.
The protocol has 1,000 haters. I am one of them. I despise that map with every being.
I think it's the strangest map in terms of Call of Duty, at least in this game in Black Ops 6. Now, we are going to get Hacienda this, at least at some point in the season. I believe it's like the Season 1 Reloaded. We get Hacienda back, which is going to play like a beauty on this game. But of course, we have to wait for a little bit for that. And here we will have Protocol to start out our series. Then we'll head over to a map 2, which is on Vault. That is going to be Search and Destroy. Now, that is the mode I would be looking for. Again, as you mentioned, that was the mode that Southern Miss was able to take away from LSU. And I do believe Southern Miss is one of the better S&D teams we have. But I would like to also point out that LSU still put up a little bit of a fight in that search. So definitely something to look forward to. And now then we will head into a map 3, which will take place on Rewind. That is going to be Hardpoint. We are not doing control at this event. So if you are familiar with the typical Call of Duty layout, you would have control, uplink, capture the flag, something like that as the third mode. We are not doing that here, especially with how new the game is. We don't really know how control plays and all of that. So we just went with the standard Hardpoint Search and Destroy. And that third map will take place on Rewind. Then map 4, Search and Destroy, we have Vault again, but this time in a Hardpoint, and then Protocol again, map number 5.
Lovely pull of good variety to start off. Very excited to see. And another note I would like to add, in the game room for the B stream, those of you who are in the crowd, if you are done with your game and you want to take a little relax, you can go in there. We have pool, we have a lot of games, but those are prohibited during matches because, of course, the last thing you want to hear is when you're trying to hear call outs and someone is absolutely whooping someone's tail in air hockey. So please be mindful in that. But of course, going back to what you're saying, we're going to have a lot of variety. We get to see a lot of showcase. And we haven't really seen a lot from Ole Miss play. We've seen a little bit of LSU, but then again, we don't really see them pair up as much and see what they struggle with. So with this new map rotation and the game modes, it's going to be exciting. And hopefully, Ole Miss can change the result of that what happened earlier this year in real life in football. So if they can take one out from the Tigers, then this can be a great outing for them. But you know, anything can happen. It's game day. Are the lights too bright? Are you ready? Like, are your hands too sweaty? Like, you gotta be able to.
You gotta lock
conquer.
in.
You gotta lock in. Can't crash out. Can't get checked out.
No, absolutely not. And this is an Ole Miss. They have been struggling a little bit, to at least as far as I'm aware of this season. So I would like to see them look to step up here, take one to the Tigers, and of course, this is a good opportunity for them. But I still will believe that I think LSU will take this series in a 3-1. I do like Ole Miss, but I just don't know if I see them pulling this one off.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be something so new, so exciting. It's gonna be great. And as we're getting ready to go, invites are getting sent out from both teams. And we are not good to start. Word, I sold the bag there, gave false information.
We thought we were getting into it, and then we need another second.
Just gotta sit a little tight. But those of you who are watching on the stream, hello, and make sure you check out on the bottom left or the bottom right of the corner on our social media tabs if you want to make sure you don't miss a thing during this LAN, as we are already on YouTube and Twitch. But make sure you follow our Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and especially Twitter, as we're going to be having daily announcements throughout the whole day about LAN results. And if you are supporting one of these grateful teams being here, make sure you tune in the stream to give them the support. And of course, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. So Wizard, what are you hoping for in the first match? You want to go to a round 5? You want to go to a map 5, round 11, and you want to clean sweep, booty, butt whooping?
I mean, I absolutely want to see a game 5. I think everyone wants to see a game 5. I mean, maybe if you're a fan of both the teams, maybe not. You want to see them go for a 3-0. But from my perspective, I want to see a game 5. That's how it is. Now, do I think it'll go there? Probably not. But there is the opportunity. I would like to see Ole Miss take a shot at it, take it to LSU, see if they can get to that game 5. And I think if they can get to the game 5, there's absolutely a chance that Protocol Search and Destroy. I mean, I think there's certainly a an opportunity for them to take the series if they do go the distance. I think we could even see a Nesla style series, minus the fact that we don't have a map third mode. But I mean, hey, taking 2 searches, that's how you win championships.
Yeah. Or, I mean, the best way to win it is just absolutely, go 3-0. You're done. Get that extra break. Get that extra rest. You're going to be able to really have. Oh, and it looks like we're about to get into the game. Oh, and we are. We're about to get switched over to the gameplay. First match of the day, LSU versus Ole Miss, which, actually, I'm not going to get into that about Ole Miss's mascot. Who knows what it is anymore. But hey.
Well, they are the Rebels, but as far as I know, that shark is not rebelling any.
It is the Land Sharks, I believe.
The Land Sharks. That actually would make a lot of sense. But it is map 1. It is protocol hardpoint. And even better, we can now see the hardpoint time.
Oh, fantastic. We get to see who's really, truly a hill kitten or who's really a slayer. Let's see what strategy we're going to have here as we have LSU lining up on the left side of the map and Ole Miss on the opposite side. Now, the hill is going to be a little bit closer to LSU as we're going to break off into a little 4-wide set. And Ole Miss is a little bit clustered. They're going to be...
Wait, I'm seeing a GPR. That is not something I can say I would ever expect. It's typically going to be your Jackals and your Aims, but certainly the weapons have changed a little bit. We're going to be on board with Prime Time, just hanging out in top window. Now the hard point is still uncontested, only 1 point apiece. That's going to be typical, especially in your P1s. Now that is going to be dwarfed out for LSU hopping into the hill. We'll see if they are able to collect a good bit of time here or if they will end up falling early on.
Good little battles coming out. Yeah, like you were saying about the GPR, I think the aim is when the new update got a little buggy and now it's just shooting straight BB bullets. So being able to switch to a different AR so short notice shows the flexibility of these players as Ole Miss only got 7 seconds, but then yeah, Ole Miss only able to get 10 seconds, but they're already hopping on the next hill. Our little graphic is switching over. I don't really know which is going on, but nevertheless, we're going to keep on going as we're going to have a contest point. Not a lot of teams, not a lot of players are really hitting the hard point until now. This is going to be a fair fight. I wanted to see what is a money hill in protocol. I really hate playing on this map, so I really don't know any of the rotations or any of the hills, but based on what I'm seeing, it's going to be just a grudge match, all-out slaughter.
Yeah, I would say probably P2 and P5 are the main ones you're going to look to as the money hills. They're really the ones that you can hold down. You can get a spawn. You can even force a spawn trap in that good side of the map. But you're really going to have... It's kind of hard to do, and there's not really anything too crazy, at least on protocol, but we are going to get through hill 2, and I am realizing we can't see the hill time, which is a bit unfortunate, but we'll be all right. We have Dwarf and Bukake going for 2 kills, and then Nuke Exodus will at least trade out 1. We should be rotating to the next hill pretty soon if I'm looking at it correctly. Going up the stairs, Nuke going to fall, and there are going to be 4 players all swarming the hardpoint for Ole Miss, but it doesn't even, or sorry, for LSU, it doesn't even matter though. Prime got into the back line, and now you're going to see a little bit of a break here. It's not going to be anything super absurd for either team, but it is a lot of time going to be collected still here for LSU. They managed to hold off that push from Ole Miss. Now Dwarf in the window. There's a dive out there. Seeing some Omni movement from Catalyst, but it's not going to really help out in that gunfight, especially when you're trying to take someone out of top window.
Yeah, Ole Miss is really coming out, just absolutely asserting themselves as the main competitor as they're already pulling away with 86 points, 89 on the hard point. They are absolutely winning every gunfight and literally taking the fight to LSU, and LSU has not have an answer to their response. This is insane to come out already with a 60-point lead as we're going back to the first rotation on Hill. Oh, LSU is just in shambles.
LSU currently taking the lead 102 to 34, and but we have slowly, they are starting to continue ticking up the time now. LSU still holding strong, and you will see a pinch come in. Ronan on a 5 streak, and this has been a tough one for Ole Miss. I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, Catalyst sitting at 3-13, 4-10 for Nuke. Just not great performances there. On the other side, though, you have Ronan on a 6 streak, 1 away from that cruise missile. Going to be crucial if they want to continue dominating in this map. They're up by 100, and Ronan going to be the one to look at here if you are a fan of LSU, the captain of the roster, now sitting in the new hill. What is left there? And actually, I was incorrect. It'll be 1 more kill needed for the cruise missile. I thought it was 7, but it looks like it might be 8 there. They do have the RCXD though, and Louisiana State taking over right now in game number 1.
Yeah, Ronan and Colbert are on high streaks as Ronan is 20-4, coming out the gates like a bat out of hell. Absolutely just dotting up everything. No one can really stop him on the Ole Miss side. Well, Colbert on the flip side, oh, he just died now. Ronan finally got stopped after going on a 9 streak. Big tear. He's going to have that Hellstorm on the back pocket of his. But as LSU really taken away, I wonder if Ole Miss really have an answer to what LSU is putting down, because it is just an all-out slaughter. Oh, LSU is just having their way, winning every gunfight and just going to every rotation smooth and sound. They are really prepared for this tournament.
Absolutely, they look incredible right now. Like 23-6 from Ronan and Colbert on a 7 streak, and they only have 11 kills. So that shows you the turnaround that Colbert has had. Almost snaps onto a 2nd, but will get traded out. So that hill time is finally going to start going the way of Ole Miss. Also, we will apologize. If you look at the in-game overlay, it is technically incorrect, though nameplates and the icons in the center are right, but the in-game colors are flipped. We'll make sure we fix that for game number 2. But Nuke trying to find at least something here, but still LSU are holding it down. Now about to cross that 200-point mark, and there's really not much Ole Miss has been able to do. They've been stuck in the respawn screen for a majority of this map. Dwarf finding another in the hill. Doesn't have the hardest job. The rest of the squad is just watching over top and making it easy enough. Is finally, someone will slide in for Ole Miss, but now the hill has rotated, and we will see continuing for LSU to gain more and more time.
Yeah, it's not really over for Ole Miss, as they can go to the next hill, have a good rotation, have a pretty good setup to allow them to really come back and fight. But with LSU winning every gunfight and having such a great break, as we just saw there by Catalyst, trying to make a name for himself, trying to keep Ole Miss in the fight, but LSU is just overpowering them as 3 down goes Ole Miss, and it's just going to look like this is going to be the last hill of the first round of our land. And LSU, they really, especially shout out to Rowan, 28-9. Captain Armband is showcasing, is leading his team to victory, as Colbert is just behind him. Actually, it's Bukaki after him. Man, look at the hill times. You already see you got 2 players, 1:30 on the point. They are really taken away with it, and he's calling his Hellstorm. Oh, this is not looking good for Ole Miss.
I just watched every player from Ole Miss try to dive into the hard point, and every single one of them got cut down immediately. Not a chance to survive there. Now we will head back into P1, just 10 seconds for LSU to take map number 1. Frosty just dipping, diving, doesn't find 2, but that's not going to help you a whole lot. And actually, we are in P5. They're very close together. It's sometimes hard to tell. Ronan, though, will take over. Doesn't get the 2nd. He does. And that is game number 1, 250-73. LSU.
Oh, man. What a good little movement action there. Is that, man, 250-73 off rip. Man, that Band-Aid must hurt for Ole Miss. But, hey.
Wow, I mean, just a dominant performance in game number 1, and LSU looking to take this series if they can continue playing like that.
Yeah, I mean, 32-9 for Rowan. On the flip side, Ole Miss, they had Frosty going 21-23, but Catalyst not having a great game, 8-26. My brother hit the fire range. Good night. But as we heading towards and going through, we're gonna have a little change of caster, as we're gonna have our main host and our main orchestra of Shadow, who planned this out. Thank you for being
Yeah.
able to spend almost all your time to build this and shape it to what you want.
Oh, brother. So yeah, I mean, this is exciting stuff. I've been setting this up since August. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of time put into this. But I'm excited to see it in action here. We got good matches already off the rip with LSU Ole Miss. This is good stuff.
Yeah, this is it looks amazing. A lot of things have really planned out to whatever you cooked up, and of course there's gonna be some difficulties,
Yeah.
of course, because not everything's gonna go really smoothly. But the big thing is that we're here. We're able to get every team that we were able to get to come here, and thank for
Yeah.
them, and they were able to make it here safe. And of course, so far not really big difficulties, but of course we got to shout out to U.S. Army for creating this opportunity for us, and it's really gonna be an amazing event once this is all over.
Yeah, no, definitely. This is fun stuff. Right now we're working on fixing some overlay stuff and making sure everyone's on the right squads, but this is good stuff here. This is good stuff here. I know there's some technical difficulties right now on B stream. Do apologize for that if you are watching there. But right now we're looking to try and load into map number 2. But other than that, what are you looking forward to this weekend? You got any predictions for us?
There's so many teams out there. I can't really be biased to one. So the miss. No, I'm kidding. But we're gonna be. It's really gonna depend on how everyone can be playing. I mean, the motto I'm gonna be going throughout this whole weekend is: Are the lights too bright for you? Can you handle the pressure? I mean, this is the first time you're gonna really play competitively, unless you're not playing in NACE or ECAC or whatever that league is called.
Yeah.
Like you're actually playing in live. You actually have an audience. You have something on the line. You can't just play casually. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna play again. Like this ain't pubs. This ain't eights. You're not gonna run back and like, oh, you have something on the line. Like you devoted your time to be here. Go all out. Ball out.
Yeah.
You wear your school badge on your chest. Showcase it.
Yeah, we're gonna
Don't be
see.
the first team out and go home listening to sad music. What are we doing here?
We're gonna see who shows up and then who doesn't. This is gonna be fun.
Now, what are your predictions? I know, of course, were able to set this up, so you were able to see the team statistics.
I'm gonna stay out of the biasness, but there are some teams that I do think have a strong bracket, strong case to win it. I'm not gonna name those teams. They know who they are.
Are they in this room?
You never know, man.
Oh man, keeping me
never know.
gatekeeped. What are we
But
doing here?
there are some strong teams, some strong individual players on these teams. I know. I've competed against some of these old heads. One of them's over there. Red Chase. That guy's been in school for like 17 years.
Super senior.
But
He got a handicap spot at Golden Corral.
but we love him. He's great. We love everybody who's showed up here. But but yeah. But yeah, we good so far? What's going on over here?
Well, looks like we're about to get ready for our second match as we're just waiting to do some things. It's going to be a Vault, Search, and Destroy for Game 2 for LSU versus Ole Miss. And for those of you who are joining, LSU took Game 1, winning against Ole Miss 250-73 with a sounding performance by Rowan, going 28-9.
Yeah, Ronan's a dog, man. That guy can shoot. He's actually kind of intimidating on the map. LSU didn't have a super strong pool play. I'm pretty sure they came in last or second to last in their bracket, which is not ideal. But it doesn't matter how your pool play goes, as long as the bracket, you get some clean wipes.
Yeah, and we're actually getting into the match, so we're about to switch over to the live feed for the guys getting ready to play Game 2, Map 2, Vault, Search, and Destroy.
Big
Hopefully.
S&D coming up here.
Indeed. And here we go with 8 seconds on the clock. I want to see how Ole Miss is going to come out the gates after falling so far behind on the hard
Crowd
point,
is
losing
loud.
73. Let's see what Ole Miss can cook up.
Oh,
And as we going through, it looks like they're going for a B push from LSU.
there we go.
First blood goes to Bukaki, and Colbert absolutely 2 down from Ole Miss.
That's insane.
LSU is going to keep on going. That's 3 down. That's a clean swipe. Don't even
There
need to
we
play the
go.
bomb. Oh, LSU really just.
Let's maybe not call his name out, but
I
that's
think we should call his name. What are you talking about?
all right, Dragon, all right, Dragon, all right, Dragon.
If it's not grayed out on COD, then it should be allowed to say.
You
Not
know-
be setting me up. Well, it's an L I gotta take.
Dragon, enough. That's a first round win for LSU though. It's not that funny, man. It's not that funny.
We're calling BK. That's what we're gonna be calling.
Okay, we could do that.
Call him BK. Have it your way. As Callbear coming up with 2 kills, Ole Miss didn't really have a good chance to defend as they were just spectating instead.
He's on his way to streaks already.
Well, let's
the
see
first
what
round.
Ole Miss can cook. And already going for a rush and absolutely gets nothing out of it as Callbear and Rowan eliminates 2 of the Ole Miss players. Looks like they make
There we
that
go, that's 3.
3.
Does he
Can he
see
get a
Nuke?
triple?
He does see Nuke. He's getting collapsed on instantly. Hunted. That is round number 2 to LSU. BK, that man, in the final kill. That's what we're calling him, man. That's the PG-13 version. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't say that's PG. I'm pretty sure that's rated E. It's BK. Burger
Yeah, well,
King.
you know.
As we go and ready for round 3, none of the LSU players have
All right.
seen the spectating view as Ole Miss has
Wizard will be right back.
0-2. We're doing a little bit of a commentator swap. Man, I wonder what Ole Miss can really pull out after just losing full twice in 2 rounds. That's not a very good start. Welcome back, Wizard. Tell me, what's your insight, though, what Ole Miss can do to really get some life?
I mean, yeah, apologies for the caster roulette, but we will get things figured out here soon. Now, we do have, again, another just stomping of a round for LSU. I mean, I didn't even get a chance to give input. You have 3 players that have not died yet, unless the scoreboard deceives me. Finally, you have Nuke X's finding 1, looking for the second, but the dip, dive, duck, and dodge is going to get you another round. That's a 4-0 for LSU, and they are looking mighty, mighty fine on this Saturday morning.
Man just gave the casting curse, just said LSU haven't died yet, and then boom. it
And
just
then,
happened.
yeah, immediately someone
What
dies
are you
after.
doing, dog? But Rowan's 5-0. I think somebody already got a RC XD ready to go. But then again, is it really going to be useful with this? As LSU has been really taking the fight to Ole Miss, literally, as they are up 3-0, and 3 LSU players have not seen death. Every one of Ole Miss has been absolutely getting bodied.
And I don't know if this is actually true or not. Is Dorf actually 0-0 right now?
He's sitting back, cucumbers on his eyelids, legs propped up. He doesn't do anything. But
Nuke just popped a
look at that
double.
with a 2-piece. BK coming back to cut the feed. Oh, Miss is coming out. It's a 1v3. What can BK cook up?
And those are good shots from Frosty across the pool there with the Jackal. Managed to confirm that kill. Bomb will go down. 1v3. This is a tough situation, but BK finds the first, now has the second, doesn't see them, and they won't go through with it. So Ole Miss getting on the board.
1v3. The 1v3 clutch can wait another day, but LSU is still 3-1 against Ole Miss. They're 3 rounds away from taking this game 2 and being up 2-0 in the series. But man, oh man, Ole Miss finally have an answer to what LSU was cooking up, and ooh, this is gonna be real exciting if they're able to get a reverse sweep in this.
Of course, but we will have to see how the rest of this one plays out first before we get through all of that, and we will get into round number 5. We'll see Dwarf to be the one grabbing the bomb for LSU, and they're going to go straight towards A. We'll see what the game plan is. Cobbear going to get first blood. That is huge. Now there's opportunity to go for the plant if you are LSU, and that's exactly what will happen. It goes down. 40 seconds now on the clock, and what does Ole Miss have? It's going to be a 3v4 retake, and these not the easiest things to do, especially when you're playing against a team like LSU.
Yeah, I believe like a good take. They gotta hit outer and gotta make sure they gotta pick off one. That's good kill by Nuke killing out Rowan. Looks like Frosty's gonna be coming back from the backside on pull. If he gets a chance to kill Dwarf, oh, Primetime got a chance to get a 2-piece, but Primetime is not really showing up today. As Dwarf was able to kill Frosty, as BK is gonna be a 1v1. Let's see what Nuke can do, and he gets I'm not gonna say that, but he get absolutely blown up from
Yeah.
the back. That is, man. They had a chance for a good 1v1, but he never looked behind him, sleeping at the wheel.
Yeah, and honestly, Ole Miss just didn't give themselves enough time there either. I mean, by the time it was a 2v2, there were 17 seconds left. You need 7.5 to defuse. You've given yourself a whole 10 seconds to find 2 players somewhere on the bomb site and somewhere off the bomb site likely, and just not really executing as quickly as you need to win that round.
Yeah, but it also doesn't help that when you have 2 of your teammates going 0-5, this is not a good look. You're 4-1, and you gotta clutch up. You gotta hit the comms, get some motivation going on. 0-5 is never a good look, and when your team is struggling this bad, you have to step up. You have to be able to refocus and not lose full. But we're gonna see as BK able to get the first blood in Ole Miss. I think they planted the bomb. They did plant the bomb. And absolutely 3 down just in an instant.
Look, the RCXD, you can see it fly
A
through.
little TK. Oh my goodness, a TK. It doesn't matter. That just ruined everything because you had 2 of your LSU players on a streak and you just ripped it. I would be fuming if I was on the LSU side.
Hey, it's a 5-1 scoreline. You can't be too mad about that. Although, yeah, not getting the streaks kind of is unfortunate, but hey, it happens sometimes.
KD, man.
And I like that bomb plan from Ole Miss. Off the rip of the round, they went straight to bomb, got it down. That's fundamental search and destroy. That works very well, but you just need a better setup. I mean, they all just got wiped off the map before you could really even count to 10, and that's going to be a problem if you're trying to hold the post-plant setup.
Right, and they had a chance for a really good setup. I mean, LSU's doing the same thing. Looks like Volt is going to have that same recipe, just A rush, as it's so easy for them. But Ole Miss, they are just 3 stacked on B for some reason, and you're going to have prime time, which I wouldn't trust him guarding A with my life, to be honest. But, hey, maybe he can show up. I mean, you're 1 round away from going to a 3rd game, and prime time, hey, he got a kill. Let's go. And he died. But we're going back into 2v2. LSU able to plant the bomb on A. We're going to have a little back and forth action, slip and slide. Frosty is no longer with us. Catalyst alive. Can they get their first kill of the game or be the first one to drop a donut in this land?
And it looks like they won't have enough time to defuse, so it's going to be the game to LSU. Can at least they find a kill? And no, LSU, an emphatic win in game number 2. And that's going to be a 6-1 search and destroy heading into map 3. Now they've got that series point on lock.
Man, what a amazing performance on game 2 for LSU as they absolutely came out of the gates dominant, winning in all aspects in defending and attacking. And Ole Miss was able to capitalize on one of the good attacking rounds. They were able to rush plant A and get the good advantage. But now, as we're flipping on the side, Ole Miss, they have a chance to really do a reverse sweep. They have to regroup and regain and just see discuss what they were seeing and see how they can attack it at a different angle.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we are going to head into a 5-minute break between maps 2 and 3 for these teams so they can kind of hang out, talk about what they want to do next, what they want to figure out. So we're going to have a little intermission in between maps 2 and 3 here. And when we come back, we'll have Hardpoint map number 3. See you on the other side.
Hello, everyone. With a
Whoa.
quick little intermission, it's time for the teams to reflect and trying to regain their focus and plan new strategies. As Ole Miss are currently down 0-2 after having some not so good performances against LSU. LSU has been hot as iron, just winning every gunny, doing everything right that you want to do to be able to be successful in this tournament. But Ole Miss, they have to find something. They gotta dig in deep, as my coach would tell me. And man, but those of you who are joining in, hello, welcome to the USM Army LAN 2024. As we're able to showcase 10 greatly good teams in this tournament, as we're going to have it throughout the whole day on Saturday and Sunday. We'll have a little CDO style, as we're going to have the first bracket today and tomorrow, grand finals and semis. So that's going to be something to look out for. And those of you who are just now tuning in, if you don't want to miss anything about the stream, make sure you check out the bottom right hand of your screen, as we're going to have our social media outlets. As you know, we are on YouTube and Twitter, but make sure you check out our Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. But make sure our Twitter, as we're going to be updating throughout the day about any results that's happening for our lands. But man, Wizard, we're going to be playing on Rewind Hardpoint. If you're Ole Miss and you're in this situation, what are you going to do? What do you got to tell your team to dig in deep?
I mean, at this point, just say you have nothing to lose, because realistically, you don't. You're down 2-0, and the maps weren't particularly close ones. So you simply just say, look, guys, we don't have anything to lose at this point. Let's just throw it all out there, see what we can get, see what sticks, and maybe the game has just crashed.
Oh, beautiful.
Or at least on our end.
Terrible. But we're going to go over and watch one of the player screens, Mobile DJ, as we're going to keep going. I don't know why I took the mic stand. I'm crashing out full, but
Just be careful with being put too close to them.
as we're going through, it looks like the score has not been conquered at all by LSU. Ole Miss has already got the hard point. LSU is not really finding being aggressive, but they are winning every gunfight. It is a hard slaughter, as Ole Miss already have 15 on the point, and LSU only has 4, but they just now have a good clean break, able to clear the hill, allowing LSU to really take advantage of we are going back to the stand, as we're going to do a little quick map reset. Do apologies for the technical difficulties, everyone.
Now we can just talk. That's brutal to see, unfortunately. Happens. Welcome to Call of Duty, everybody. It's very unfortunate, but hopefully we don't deal with too many of those today. Now, something else I wanted to talk about is the winner of this series. They will go on to play Northwestern Oklahoma State in the upper bracket quarterfinals. So we have, for whoever wins this series, which I'm thinking could be LSU at this point, they have a very tough test. That is, I believe, the 1 seed overall coming into the event. So that's the team you really need to be looking out for. They went undefeated in Group A.
Whew. Man, oh man. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that, and also when we're over on the B stream, which I know we've been having a few issues over there, so I don't know what's going on, at least in terms of map count and all of that, but the winner of that series will go on to play the other 1 seed, the 1 seed from Group B. That is going to be UT Chattanooga. That's another team I do not want to face at this point in time. I mean, that is just an incredible squad, as we heard about earlier. I mean, just a lot of shooters and a lot of guys that have been around collegiate Call of Duty for a pretty long time. So those are some guys with not only the skill, but also the experience to make up for whatever they might not have, which is very little.
well, I mean, hey, you're here today. You get to showcase whatever experience you have. I mean, you got some of these teams, this is their first time really playing in a competitive scene, so they're debuting and getting a chance to showcase what skills they have and showing that they deserve to be where they are today. But as we run through our technical difficulties, I believe it's a driver issue. So, of course, I mean,
The game has a few of those types of issues, so we'll see.
I mean, at least we're not loading shaders.
Yeah, hey, the shaders are in fact preloaded. I made sure to check that, but we'll have to just wait for a couple more minutes. I do see players are starting to get somewhat back into the lobby. It's going to take a little bit longer, but hopefully not super long, as Every player can simply just join off of each other. But let's talk about some other matchups that are going to be going on today. So later in the day, we will have Syracuse taking on Southern Miss. That will, I'd imagine, be on the main stage, as far as I'm aware. Now, I don't have it directly in front of me at the moment, but that would be my guess. And then on the other side of the bracket, you also have Nicholls State taking on Mississippi State. And Nicholls State, Mississippi State also on that other side of the upper bracket quarterfinals. Now, that's another matchup I'd like to keep my eyes on. That will likely be on B Stream, but that is definitely one I would want to just have a look at, make sure we're keeping up with that, because that's a series that could also be pretty interesting.
Yep. And if it's gonna be very. Is there any more on the bottom? Oh no. I see. I see. All right. Well, it's gonna be good. I mean, technical difficulty is gonna make it a little hard for some teams, especially those who are just sitting back and just trying to stay focused and locked in. You can easily lose yourself in this moment, as you know, like you're starting out so hot in this position, and next you know, you're just sitting back, and then you slowly like
Getting
lose
iced.
all concentration. You get a little icy. No, it's not really what you want to be in. But of course, I mean, you have the opportunity to go in the firing range. You know, keep the thumbs all working fine. Keep the gunning still good, and then you can also do private games as well. Shoot bots. Do whatever you gotta do to stay warm. You don't want to get cold. Once you get cold, that's a tough position because you're at a 2-0 lead. I mean, 2-0 leads are one of the most dangerous leads to have because it's that little limbo state where you're like, all right, we got this, we can relax, they're not gonna come back. Well, you on the flip side, you're like, hey, we got nothing to lose. Balls to the walls, let's freaking go at it.
And map 3 is Rewind. That is a very mixy type of map. You can see some results you wouldn't necessarily expect on that one. And I think there's always the opportunity for that to happen here. Seeing how the rest of the series is going, do I think that'll happen? Probably not, but there's always the opportunity for a map like Rewind to give you something really wacky, and that's why we love Rewind. Which, I mean, it's certainly a map.
Yeah, it's a great map for headshots, to tell you that. And if you're doing a sniper for camos, hey, there you go. That's your bread and butter. But like being competitive, it's a little challenging. I mean, like all CODs, the spawning is where you really want to depend on. But with this COD, in my experience, spawns is just non-existent. Like it doesn't matter where you are because you're most likely you always have to look back. You always gotta look somewhere because the spawns is not gonna be set in stone.
Yeah, and they fixed that a little bit with the season 1 update on certain maps. Like I know Vault had a lot of issues originally when the game came out with how the spawns were working and like the weirdness in the spawn logic, but ultimately they did kind of figure it out for the most part. There's a couple issues, but it's nowhere near what it was on launch. And they honestly, it's made the game so much more enjoyable to watch. Like I was watching a lot of kickoffs, a lot of the early tournaments going on, like the COD agents, all that, and some of them were just really just not interesting. Like not that they weren't interesting, but like they were hard to watch because the spawns are so weird. You're seeing a team spawn right behind multiple players, and that makes no sense. Like there was not necessarily the most intelligent spawn logic. So now that it's less of an issue and we can kind of see more consistency, it makes things a lot better.
Yeah, and especially with the new updates, I mean they're able to do some fine tweaking, but during those tweakings, one of the go-to guns like the aims, they basically were supposed to tune it, but they literally nerfed it to the ground. It's ugh. I don't want to get into that regard. Don't even get me started about the XP tokens taking away our
XP
legacy.
tokens.
Yeah, they took away the legacy.
I
That
saw a
was
tweet about that this morning.
absolutely cruel and insane. I mean, you can't have fun in this game because they're just gonna take it. Any loophole you got, it's over with.
If you didn't race to Master Prestige, you're no longer hitting it. That's what I'm hearing.
There is one I've seen. If you're looking to go from Master Prestige, if you go to Zombies and go to the direct
zombies.
mode,
Apparently, there's a lot of
there is like trying to guide you to the Easter egg. They have a round
Yeah.
cap. If you're able to
You can just
play,
grind that.
Yep, just grind it. Like you can literally triple pap a gun on round 11.
He's gonna
and
do like
just-
2 bullets. He's
Yep,
just gonna
and just
murder.
absolutely. Oh, we're good. Oh my goodness,
are
we
good
are
to
about
start
to
the
get
map.
back into business. We're gonna get this ball rolling again.
Now we're back on Rewind, and We are going to rewind the time period back to the 1990s. If you are familiar with the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 game, the lore set in that time period. Now, that has nothing to do with what any of what we're about to see, but
All is a lie.
I mean, as far as I know, we don't have any players that were born in the 1990s at this point. At least not in the collegiate scene.
Shoot. Well, shout out Freedom Fried Chicken right there, showcasing. You think they have some good chicken? What's a good spot in Hattiesburg you went to for good food, for good fried food?
I've only been in Hattiesburg for like 4 months, so like I guess Cookout, but that's like it. I don't know. I haven't gotten to.
Let me put you on some
everything.
Nellie's chicken. Those of you who are on downtown Nellie's fried chicken. Oh, it gets you
Beautiful.
going. Gets me feeling really nicey. But as we going through, let's see what Ole Miss can do as they are down 2-0, trying to find life, and Rowan gets the first blood as Rossi was able to get the trade. Looks like LSU was able to capture the point the first go around, but it's going to be contested. Now this hill, it's a slaughter fest. There's so many headies you can get on. There's so many spots. And Rowan with a three-piece coming out the gates, 4-0. He has a chance to really get things off as he's going to be able to get the Spawn's pistol out. Oh my goodness, can he get another one? He does! He's absolutely insane with 6-0 to begin the hard point, but Nuke able to take him out. What a start from Rowan.
I mean, he just pulls out the pistol and says, I don't care where you're spawning. Just gonna bang, bang, pow, pow, and 2 people are dead. Now Ole Miss back at the respawn screen, gonna have to rotate across the entire map just to get back into it. But that is 30 seconds off of P1 and counting for LSU. It is just purely domination right now, and we have just started the game.
I got to shout out to Catalyst right there. Took it on a great route, hitting long, able to get the flank side, able to get behind LSU, really providing that good cushion for Ole Miss to really have a good footing for this hill. But now, what is their defense and their setup is absolutely gets dismantled by BK and Callbear. That was a clean break by LSU. Ole Miss had a chance to really get back the points they are down, but now it's just a faded memory.
Yeah, and just a great job from LSU. I mean, they went through, they pinched, they team chowed the entirety of Ole Miss, and it was just honestly kind of that easy to break the hard point. And now with just a few seconds left in the old hill, there's going to be just about 10. We will head over to P3, 65 and more on the board. We are going to send it on over to the restaurant to get to P3 to be in that kind of weird area where you see the dumpsters at. It's an awkward hill, absolutely, but we'll see if Ole Miss can finally hold something down. Frosty trying to turn around, doesn't get the kill, but teammates will trade that one on out, and they're getting the close spawns. LSU all the way in the back on the right side of your mini-map, and it's still Ole Miss trying to get any semblance of time, but they have not managed to find a single thing, and that's 3 more dead, looking for 1 more, and they are gone too. Ronan just showing out 15-4, 7-4 as well if you are Dwarf. It's just hard to really say that's a great performance when your teammate is just ripping through the entire other squad. 5-10 for Frosty, needs to step it on up. We'll see if they are able to do just that, and we are actually just about to hit the next set of hills. 10 seconds left now for P3. We'll head on over to P4, back all the way towards DVD.
Can't really find a weakness for LSU, as the only thing I can see is Rowan is lacking the hill department. But other than that, he is absolutely slaying out 16-6, and they're already road to the next hill with an 80-point lead. Ole Miss, they're trying, but man, LSU is just overpowering them. This is looking like deja vu from a few weeks ago.
And Ole Miss are just kind of sitting still right now, trying to figure out where these players of LSU are at, and they are all just getting kills. So there's only 1 player left on the hill. Great stuff from Ole Miss. They finally get something, but as that's happening, it's only going to be about 10 to 15 seconds that you're going to grab if you are LSU, if my math is correct, which it might not be, but it's really not going to be an insane amount, especially with how far you're down. But I mean, at the same time, any time is good time. Now 10 seconds left on the hill, on the old hill, and LSU are fully set up for new.
They're not even rotating. What are we doing here? Rotate to the next point. Why are we still at old? Trying to get scrapped. You're down by 80+ points. And a little TK there by BK. Looks like that's the only thing killing Rowan. But it's a little slow. LSU came out hot. Now they're a little treading water. But as I'm saying that, they just had a clear three. That's a 4 sweep, and they have the hard point again. But LSU does have the back spawns, and Ole Miss has a chance to get a good break. I wonder what angle they're going to be able to take, as they're going to have 3 just staring in the front, just throwing whatever lethals and tacticals they have. But it's going to be a back and forth, trade after trade. It's going to be contested, but LSU able to get fully win the match. Oh, we got Primetime coming in to see if he's going to do an Eagle Chow on Rowan, and that was a mistake, and Callbear able to get that, and that's 3 down for Ole Miss, and LSU is just taking this to taking it home.
Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing stopping LSU but themselves. We've seen a few TKs, and that really feels like all that's it's been for LSU, the bad side, at least for LSU. And to say that's a bad side, I mean, you're still winning by 110 points. It doesn't even matter. Now we head back to P1. BK, some shaky shots. Gonna have to rotate around. Pulls out the pistol. The Strider not gonna get the job done. So that's 2 for Ole Miss. Finally getting some time on the board. They now are slowly getting into the groove. They're trying to get themselves back into this game. Again, they lose. They head straight down to that lower bracket where they will face, I would imagine, I think it's either Southern Miss Academy or GMU, and maybe not. I don't necessarily know how the bracketology is going to work there, but it'll be Ronan and BK now Dwarf sticking into the hill.
Looks
and
like
Ole Miss finally starting to get a little more time again, but still not going to be enough.
Those other playing against Northwestern Oklahoma.
The winner, yes.
Yes, the winner will be. Now the loser, I believe they will be sent to the lower bracket for a second chance bracket. Now, of course, it's going to be a double elimination. So once you're gone, you are gone. You have an early flight home. But, of course, you're making all this way here. You want to fight. But as of right now, Ole Miss is not really showing that cause, as LSU is just outperforming in everything. Kills, hill time, stats, hell, strategy. Like, they have a great setup, and Ole Miss is unable to break through. As great attempt there by Catalyst, but just sliding away, running away for his life. And we have,
I mean, just
Dwarf
look at Rowan.
They are just nailing it down. They're not even going to get to use their score streak. Forget a score streak.
And in this little bit, you've seen Ronan spinning like 7 360s just to see every single angle on a 5, looking to get a 6, but will end up getting some shots from behind by his own teammate. Dwarf, though, on a 5 of his own. So everyone from LSU showing out. You have 29 and 12 from Ronan, 22 and 11 from Dwarf, and it is just a mowing down of Ole Miss. The Rebels are struggling to do just that, and it's gonna be a brutal one if they can't get anything now. And you just need 16 seconds for LSU to shut down the series. You've just gotten a team wipe. There's the spawns. You know where they're going to be at. That's probably the series right then and there.
Well, it looks like I know who I'm interviewing after the game, as Rowan's able to pick up hill time, as he has 1:38 with 32 and 14. It's really going to be interesting how they were able to game plan and what they're doing, what strategy they're going for. That was a full wipe there from LSU, and that's game 3. LSU wins the first game of the LAN with a clean sweep. 2 dominant performances on hardpoint and a dominant search. They're going to be able to face Northwestern Oklahoma.
And that should be a pretty solid matchup, although I will say Northwestern Oklahoma State definitely looked like one of the stronger teams coming into this event. Them, UT Chat, those are the 2 teams I'm absolutely looking towards. But also, that Syracuse and Southern Miss series is going to be one I am absolutely looking forward to, considering how close those 2 teams are. But we are going to pull Ronan for an interview, so we can send it on over to Dragon, and over in the middle of the stage, we'll see him.
What a dominant performance you just displayed there. I mean, you absolutely just showcased that you 100-capped Ole Miss twice and brutally dominated them on Search and Destroy. But how did y'all prepare, and what was your mindset going into this game?
So I'm going to be completely honest, boys. This team scrimmed 1 time, a hardpoint scrim. Other than that, we're running this with me and Dwarf, our main team. The other 2 are old players, academy players. So we're here with 2 main, 2 ACAD. I mean, we're just vibey. That's all I got to say.
Love to see it. I'm going to have one more. With this ride of wave, this momentum, how are you going to carry this for the next match?
Yeah, just got to keep the hopes up, the effort up. Appreciate that. Just got to keep the vibes. We're a very vibey team. Just got to keep that emotion rolling, the talk rolling. We'll do anything.
Word is bond by Rowan, showing a great performance. We're gonna switch it to a little break as we're gonna get ready for the next match. Yeah, we're gonna switch to a quick break and we're gonna head back to the thing. We're gonna talk to Wizard and we're gonna do a little debrief before we go on to our break. Wizard, tell me, how was that match? How was that showcase that LSU brought back?
I mean, LSU, just a dominant performance. I mean, it's tough because there's not a whole lot to say about that. I mean, it's literally just, or LSU came in, they dominated, they went home. Well, not went home, I would hope not, but like they came in, dominated, and left. Like that's just, it was a simple series.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really tough. I mean, 250-73, 250-75, 6-1, like, doesn't get much better than that. I mean, it only gets better if you're hitting a 250-17.
Yeah, I mean, what was that score? 250 to
73 map 1, 250-75 map 3.
man, and a 6-1 on S&D.
Yeah.
Utterly insane. That was utterly insane performance. But next up, we're gonna take a little 5-minute break, correct? As we're getting ready for the next showcase. Who is coming up on the stage, the main
From
stage?
what I'm seeing, I believe it's UT Chat setting up. So that might be UT Chat LSU, but I don't necessarily know off the top of my head. So we'll see who ends up setting up, and we'll be right back on the other side where we have our next match coming on up.
Yep, stay tuned. Second match on the main stage.
Yeah, we have the home team, Southern Miss U.S. Army. They will be taking on Syracuse. This is a matchup I've been wanting to see since I saw the bracket. This is one that could absolutely go the distance and be a pure bang out every single map.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting to see. And then, of course, those of you who are just now tuning in, those of you who are here, welcome back. We took a little intermission, allowing everyone to settle in, allowing things to move, allowing the new players and the old players to get their setup and move around. Of course, there are some little technical difficulties, so keep in mind we are supposed to start like pretty much within 10 minutes or so. That's a good time frame. But of course, things happen. Call of Duty is unstable, like my mental ability to learn in school. But besides that, we're going to keep on going as we're going to have a great showcase now. I do believe you have the map pools for this series. So what are the map pools for the series?
So we're going to start out with map number 1. That is going to be Skyline. And this is a map that Southern Miss, I've talked to them a little bit about this map. It's an interesting one. I personally really like the map. I know it's kind of uncommon. I know a lot of people have been kind of adamant on this map being bad, but personally, I'm a fan. I like Skyline. It's a little mixy, but it's all right. You'll get through it, and then I like the angles you get. Kitchen's obviously going to be a big point of emphasis for a lot of the rotations and all of that. So that's really the main place you want to be looking. But also you have to consider First Hill is going to be outside of Hot Tub and the pool. So that's really the original spot of the kicking off in the bang out.
Yeah, and this is going to be exciting to see as Southern Miss. We get to see our homeboys, our homegrown team, get to showcase and show the world what they have or disappoint. But we're going to ignore that. But we're also playing against a good Syracuse team that did really well in the qualifier. So it's going to be a good, even matchup as we're going to have, like you said, bang out. We're going to have gunfights. We're going to have maybe, hopefully, we're going to have a little bit of trash talking or a little, a little back and forth. I want to hear something. I want to see something happen between these guys. So this is going to be great competition because, of course, as we're going through the day, I hope we're going to get to see some little trash talk, of course. Nothing too, hitting stone and make you want to, cry in the bathroom, but enough to, drive it on. Competition. I want to see competitiveness from these guys.
Yeah, and Syracuse is one of the teams that I've had as a favorite in the tournament. Now, I don't know how common that opinion is. I haven't really asked around about it, but they're just a very solid squad all around. I mean, these are 4 players that have every reason to win a large majority of their matches. I mean, especially at least off the top of my head, BCL and Stevo. Those are 2 players that I am very familiar with, or relatively familiar with at least. And those are guys that have been around for a while. They are pure gunners. And I mean, Syracuse is also just building up an incredible program up there. I mean, I've seen their other teams as well. And this Call of Duty squad from Syracuse is absolutely just as quality as the rest of those squads that are out there winning natties.
Yeah, and a little score update for those of you tuning in the B bracket or the other stream. If you are watching the main, JMU beat Southern Miss Academy 3-0 in that regards. Now, don't JMU. I do apologize. G.
George Mason University.
George
GMU.
Mason University. My fault. Which we will do. Hopefully that was a little good matchup. I don't know the score for that, but I'm assuming that it was a really good. I mean, they won 3-0, so they got the job done and able to continue on in this tournament and not have to be in the lower bracket. Of course, for those of you who are tuning in, this is the double elimination. We give second chances, opportunities all the way up to Championship Sunday, which make sure you tune in for that. And of course, if you're just tuning in, make sure you check out on the bottom right hand of your screen of our social media page. As you already know, we're on Twitch, but we're also on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And make sure you follow our Twitter as we will be updating and posting everything about our program and about the land. So if you missed out about in the beginning of the first matchup at LSU and Ole Miss, it will be posted there. And as we going back and forth and we're getting things loading up, what's your score predictions? What do you think is going to happen as we have USM versus Syracuse?
I think this one has the opportunity to go 4. I said that about the last series, but I mean it a lot more here. I think this one definitely has a lot more potential to be a game 5. Now we'll go around 11, probably not. But the thing is, the way I see it, if this goes to 2 search and destroys, I like Southern Miss in this category. Now That is saying though, I don't know if they're going to be able to pull off a hardpoint win against this Syracuse squad. They just outfire almost every single team they go against. I mean, the only team they lost to in the initial group stage was UT Chattanooga, who is probably the favorite coming into the entire tournament, and it was a 3-0, but the maths were close. It was a very close 3-0 to probably the best team we have here.
Oh yeah. Now piggybacking on what you said about with USM, they had been exceptionally well in search and destroy. They have a good win percentage on search and destroy in every game, including Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 6 during their qualifier. So search and destroy is a little bread and butter, but of course you still have to play through hardpoint. You still gotta rotate. You still gotta be able to take the hills, and that's a little bit of a struggle because there's gonna be some times where there's a little hiccups in gunfights and hiccups in rotation. So that's gonna be a key factor to watch. And also on the flip side with Syracuse as well, they've been dominant, but there are some times where they have a little hiccups. So capitalizing on your opponent mistakes is what's gonna win this series for both sides.
Yeah, and I think Southern Miss definitely has the opportunity here to take down a team like Syracuse. But as I said, it's going to have to come in those search and destroys. Not that they can't compete in the hard points, but I think they're going to struggle a lot in that mode specifically. And we have 3 of them, so you can pull one away. And something I want to point out though is map number 2. It is red card. That is a map that I'm pretty sure a lot of the Southern Miss players were pretty adamant on not playing, or at least that they didn't enjoy the map, which obviously is different than not wanting to play it. But I'm surprised to even see that in not only map 2, it's also map 4, which I'm surprised they didn't ban it both times. But maybe it was probably a protocol ban. That would be my guess. It would probably a ban on protocol over red card for Southern Miss, and it just ended up playing into the hands of maybe what Syracuse wanted on red card.
Red card on hardpoint, forget about it. But search and destroy, it's I can see
It's
fit well.
doable.
It's a big map, so the search and destroy it plays well. But with hardpoint, that you're just asking to bang your head against a wall about 50 times. But continuing along, I mean that's a good setup. I mean, what's the map again?
Map 1 is Skyline, so
Skyline,
that is
and
going to
then
be a
red.
big one. And then we will head into red card search and destroy. We get a vault. Map 3 for hardpoint. Map 4 hardpoint will be red card again.